Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another video. And before we get into today's video, guys, do need to give a special shout out and a thank you to Square Enix for sponsoring today's video and hooking me up with a review key for Nier Automata End of Yorha edition for the Nintendo Switch. Guys, do keep in mind, like I say in all my sponsored videos and stuff like that, just because the developer grants you a review key or, pays you to check out a game, whatever it is or anything like that, they're not asking or buying a positive opinion. They want you to showcase the game and they want your honest feedback on this. That's what we are here to give today. And I do want everybody to keep that in mind. Just like to give that little special reminder when we do sponsored content here on the YouTube channel. Now, when it comes to today's review for Nier Automata, I'm going to give two very simple versions in today's video, just to make you guys laugh a little bit. So you're probably asking yourself, and you came to this review wondering, should I buy this game? Do I want to play this game? Let's see here. The hot waifu in a black dress, wearing a thong, slicing up machines. That looks like this. For $39.99 with optional costume DLC on the Nintendo Switch. By one of the best companies at making action combat on the planet, Platinum Games. Should you buy it? What do you think? That's going to be my short version of it. Anyway, so for those who've been living on a rock, if you don't know what Nier Automata is a game set in the year, I believe, 5000 something. Long story short, aliens came and took over the world. They deployed these machine-like forces. Humanity got overrun. The last safe haven for humans was the moon. A lot of the humans took off to the moon. While they were on the moon, they started working on new technology to fight back and try and reclaim Earth. This technology that they created were called androids. And they are basically a company called Yorha. You guys will see them make a quote in the game all the time that says, "Glory for mankind." This is basically mankind's machine-like version to try and fight back against the machines that the aliens created. You are playing a android named 2B, partnered up with a few others in the middle of this war. Now, the story of this game is actually pretty deep in how crazy things go. I'm not going to spoil all that in here, but if that sounds like an interesting story concept to you, and then I would definitely recommend checking this game out, because that part alone I find pretty cool. But things get really deep in here. I'm talking about to the robots trying to understand how humans used to function, seeing things like hotel and apartments in ruins and stuff like that, and the characters recognizing them as things we used to do. And they're talking about us, humans, like in the year 2000, as if we're ancient, like cavemen style people or something like that, because this game takes place so far in the future. And just seeing a perspective of a game that looks at us in our modern day as like cavemen and things, I think that's pretty cool. And I think it's an interesting take on a video game. But that's just me. I think that's a pretty exciting thing. And like I said, guys, the story gets just really deep. There's multiple different endings and stuff like that. There's a lot for you to do here in this game. Now, this game does have a lot of cool features. The first and foremost one that you obviously will notice here on the screen is the combat. It's Platinum Games. I don't think any more needs to be said from that. They are masterminds at combat. And the fact that Square Enix, the RPG gods, are publishing this, you guys know those two combinations, it's in great hands. All right, and I don't think, there's even more needs to be said. The characters, awesome. 2B's got a ton of personality. You have the option to change the voice acting from English to Japanese. To my personal opinion, both voice actings sound really good. I personally like the Japanese a little bit better, but I am, an English dub kind of guy, so, I just go ahead and listen to the game's voice acting in English and all that fun stuff. There's plenty of grinding in here you can do in this game, lots of leveling, customization. Like I said, the game has multiple endings. But one other cool feature in here in this game is, it's a single player game. but there is a small multiplayer and online element to it. But relax before you freak out. The game's not going to force you to play online or do anything crazy like that. These things are completely optional. I just find it a really cool feature in the game. So every time, if you decide to go ahead and connect to the network of the Nier Automata game, you'll have this feature where you can see other players who have died in certain areas in your world. And I find it funny because I'm playing this game early and I see these, these corpses everywhere. So there's a lot of content creators and Square Enix employees who are getting clapped in this game right now. But anyway, that's besides the point. So when other players die, you'll see their corpses laying around in your world. You'll have the option to collect some of the items that they had, or you can revive that player, and that player will spawn as a NPC to help you out, whether it's, with boss fights, doing certain quests, or anything like that. They have a limited amount of time. I believe they last for just a few minutes, or it's either until they die. I'm not sure what exactly the time limit is on the players you can summon, but it has a Dark Souls kind of vibe to it, except the players you're summoning are, 100% AI. It's not, it's the remnants of a dead player, but the actual players, they're not joining your game and actually participating. So, some crazy overpowered person can't come in there and ruin your gameplay experience or anything like that. Nier Automata is a single player game in the long haul, but I personally just think this little feature in here is kind of cool. Another thing, about Nier Automata that I like, especially on the Switch, are the visuals. Now, personally, I found this game breathtaking on Nintendo Switch. I'm going to tell you guys how it runs very simply and why this is so unique to me. It runs at 1080p, 30 FPS. A lot of you from first glance are going to be like, ugh, well, why would you do that when you can play it on PlayStation or Xbox at 60 FPS? And, if they decide to make a next-gen version, it could even be higher. That is true, but let me tell you something about the original PS4 version of Nier Automata. It was running at a full 900p 60 FPS. So that's right, the Nintendo Switch version runs at a full native 1080p, meaning it runs at a higher resolution than the original PlayStation 4 version did. Now, would it be able to compete with the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X versions of Nier Automata? Probably not. But just so you guys know, you do get that full 1080p experience on the Nintendo Switch. And it's running at 30 frames, but it's a very solid and stable 30 frames, as you guys can see here in today's video. And not to mention, it's Nier, it's Square Enix Platinum Games. The soundtrack of this game, absolutely mwah, to die for. So, hot waifu, awesome combat, amazing story, and now you can play it on your Switch. Should you play this game? I don't know. You tell me. And it's $39.99 at that, with extra DLC outfits and other fun stuff. This game is another one of those pieces of proof that some developers know how to make games on the Nintendo Switch and some don't. Guys, I'm hype about this one. If you haven't got a chance to check out Nier Automata yet, and you have a Nintendo Switch and you're curious, I would really suggest you dive right into it. But anyway, guys, y'all enjoyed today's video? Smash that like button. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.